Hello guys, this is IDQ, and in this video we'll go over a Fly gameplay. He played Spectre, but this is mainly focused on the new Spectre playstyle with buying Echo Sabre. I mean, it's kind of interesting on this hero. I've thought about it a bit, and I think it might be the new meta for this at least. Spectre is also decent in this meta because of the heroes that because of the hero matchups that he's good against.
If you like this type of content, go to gamersclass.com. For just $9.99 a month, watch masterclasses with pro players, join exclusive live sessions, and get 24/7 access to coaches and other high MMR players. Get full control of your ranked games and start owning with our Supreme Dota 2 membership.
In this game, he's playing against an Ursa. Spectre was picked last, so literally 10th picked after all the bans and everything. He picked it. I mean, they have picked it last in the whole game. So why is Spectre in this game? First of all, they have Warlock, which is a really good combo with Spectre, since you have a Haunt and then Warlock has a Golem and Fatal Bonds. So Fatal Bonds with Spectre Ultimate Haunt is really good because you deal damage to everyone at the same time because of the Haunt, but then the damage gets amplified, and also again to every single enemy hero because of the Fatal Bond. The laning stage is also really good because of the Warlock heal, so Spectre can sustain in lane and not buy damage heal, which is really important on Spectre, simply because the hero kind of struggles to farm jungle, since this costs a lot of mana. You don't have a lot of mana, so and obviously your other two spells don't really help that much in farming jungle. They also needed a hard carry, since the enemies had the Morphling and a Ursa. They need something that can compete with them in the late game. So obviously Spectre is a great choice right here. The heroes also really good in what they need. By that I mean they sort of need a Roche hero with their heroes, but no Roche hero, let's say Juggernaut or Troll. Those two heroes aren't really good against Morphling and Ursa, so because of that they sort of had to pick Spectre. Another great reason why they chose Spectre is because of the laning stage. Tusker is a hero that enjoys playing against melee heroes, melee cores that don't have an escape. So for example, no anti-mage, no void. So Spectre is really good against him because he could just walk away with Spectre Dagger, even though he might get blocked. Any other hero might get blocked by ice shards. So because of that, it's also really good in the laning stage. In the laning stage, all you want to do with Spectre is just take lessons. Try not to play too aggressive because your hero is kind of squishy early. Obviously, he can play pretty aggressive right now because he has a Warlock, but usually you might not have a Warlock. So, you know, because of that, try to play as defensive as possible. Just try to get lessons. Since it's only 75 damage level 1. And then it's 130, so your hero kit doesn't really allow you to play super aggressive. Obviously, as you can see, it has 7 CS in 2 minutes, which is okay, especially against DK, which doesn't really care about Warlock or you because of the Dragon's Blood, and also he scaled Dragon Tail, so can secure less hits and stuff like that. So, you know, his first big item, I guess, would be Raid Ban after the starting items. It's simply because he needs the agility and stuff, and the 1.5 armor that he gets is really good. Afterwards, he buys the sticks, as I said, focusing on the laning stage so it doesn't really die. Since he can't really jungle, he's just trying to sustain the lane as much as possible. So other factors that sort of made this Spectre pick possible and really good for them is other enemy heroes. So DK is a hero that is very tanky, obviously, because of the Dragon's Blood. However, Spectre has pure damage, Desolate. The same idea goes along with Morphling. He's very tanky usually against melee heroes. I mean, against physical damage because of the attribute shift, you know, he has like 40 armor or whatever. The same idea is with Spectre. I mean, Spectre and against Morphling and DK, because they're both high armor heroes. However, the pure damage that he is able to get later in the game is going to be extremely high, especially with the Manta. So that's another reason why they picked it. they felt that this is a great pick here. Another thing that they might have thought about is that Ursa cannot really nuke Spectre. So it's a really important factor in the game that your carry doesn't just get instantly blown up by the enemies, especially with an AA blast. If they would just run a team with Ursa and an AA blast on top of him, who might be able to survive, simply because the Spectre has dispersion. They also sort of needed a tanky frontliner because of their origin of the supports and the mid laner. Two melee range support, two range supports that are squishy, and also Shadow Fiend. So obviously they need something that can tank damage. So that's why Spectre is really good. The new build that I was talking about is Echo Saber. As you can see, he's going for it right now. Yes, this Sage's Mask, Robe of the Magi, and he's going for quarter stuff, so he has an Oblivion stuff. This I actually really like on Spectre. It's simply because the hero requires mana to farm. As I said before, you don't really have that much natural ability to farm. Other heroes, especially position 1, have, for example, Ursa has Fury Swipe, so you can just last hit creeps very easily and jungle very easily because of this. Spectre doesn't do that well in the jungle. So by getting Oblivion stuff, Echo Saber, you're able to sustain your mana as much as possible. And you also can fight early a bit, simply because you're actually useful in a team fight by slowing the enemies and actually getting even tankier because of the Ogre Axe that is required for Echo Saber. If you look at this, it's 2500 gold for 15 damage, 15 strength, 10 intelligence, 10 attack speed, and mana regen, which is all that Spectre needs, to be honest. 15 damage is awesome, especially if you hit twice, so it's like plus 30, sort of. 15 strength is 300 HP, which is required in Spectre so you can get tankier and actually do stuff. 10 intelligence, 10 attack speed, mana regen, it's all things that you need to farm and even fight better. So it's actually really, really good. The part about this is that usually Spectre in the previous patches, or until people learned of this build, they used to go for a Falcon Blade. So you're a bit tankier with this Falcon Blade. 1100 gold. A bit tankier, a bit of mana regen, 10 damage. But you don't really do anything with this. You don't slow the enemies, you can just hit creeps with this. It doesn't really help you in team fights. Another possible thing that people might have gotten would be a Diffusal Blade, which gives you agility and intelligence. But no mana regen, no damage, you're not tankier. And it's actually even more gold than Echo Saber. As you can see, it's 3150 instead of 2500 with this Echo Saber. So as we can see, whenever he is getting it, he's 1 second. This we saw. It's going to be really, really tanky because of it, and he's also able to farm efficiently always. So this is the first team fight I believe that he joined. Let's see. One guy is dead. Morphing is very farm, and DK, and obviously, let's see how he team fights. So he just runs in for his team a bit, kites out the A blast, which is really important. You don't want to get hit by that, and then just goes in and hits the opponents, which is sort of the only thing that you can do with Spectre. And the opponents can't really do anything to him because he has dispersion, so he takes 16% less damage, and just reflects it. So it's really, really good because of it. Gets a lot of kills here. He only has 60 CS, as you can see. As I said, the hero isn't really that great at hitting creeps. Even with like 2-3 kills, he's still 40 net worth. So it's really not that great at farming the hero until you get a bit of items. Right now, as I said before, he's really good at taking Roche. As you can see, he went 2 points in this. Bonus damage, 32 bonus damage, pure on Roche, which is awesome, especially whenever you're gonna get a Manta. You can also hit with 3 illusions. You and 2 illusions, so it's gonna be 180 pure damage whenever you hit. Since you hit twice from this, you do a lot of damage, just pure damage. Not even considering that he might take the plus 12 Desolate damage, which is also really good. Afterwards, after buying an Echo Saber, what you wanna do is buy a Manta usually. Since Radiance, it is a great item on the hero. However, it takes a lot of gold for him to buy, right? It's like 5,000 something, and since this is 2,500 gold, you can't really get that farm quickly. As I mentioned before, you can't really hit that many creeps because, I mean, you can obviously, but you don't do it as efficiently as the enemy carries, which in this case the Morphling and Shadowpin. So as you can see right here, he's getting gone on 3 points in this. He has an Aegis, he can tank for his team. They blew up every single spell that they had, and then Warlock just counter initiates. This is a really good combo that you can get in pubs also. You see a Warlock on your team, or you just pick Spectre, tell your team to pick a Warlock. Look at that damage. They're all slowed, so imagine with a Hound there. They would all be super slowed. They can't really turn on the Hound, because then they would get even slower because of that. So it's really amazing. This game is actually like 50-50 right now. Even though he seems that he's owning 506. Only has 89 CS. If you look at the Morphling, he has 114 CS. Even though he died 4 times, I believe, on Morphling. 3 times actually. Just 3 times. However, it's a lot, you know. Actually, only 94 CS. I was wrong. For some reason, it showed me a different number. Oh, Shadowpin. He was on Shadowpin. So yeah, even though Shadowpin died 5 times, he has 114 CS. Spectre only has 91 CS, and he died 0 times. Morphling died 3 times at 94 CS. So as I said, it's really important to know when to fight and when to farm with this 0. Since in the late game, yeah, you're super strong until they get like a silver edge, or until they get some few items to kite you. Since you can't really do that much afterwards. Let's skip ahead of it right here until he gets a meta, which is sort of the next power up for the hero, Power Spike. It's the moment he got it. The game is still 50-50. The enemies have 1000 gold advantage, which is sort of negligible. Let's see how he's going to play it. The talents should always be like this: +5 stats. You really need the stats, especially since you benefit with the dispersion also. Then -8 spectral dagger cooldown. You should always get this. It's really good. 12 desolate damage is not that great, especially because you can't really use it reliably. Right? Only when a hero is alone you get pure damage, so it doesn't really matter that much. So he hunts in. Look, let's watch how he hunts. I mean, when he hunts. One guy in their team is that Warlock. However, they jump in. This is what you want to do as Spectre. Whenever your team initiates, you want to hunt in and help your team. And this is really important since you can be playing bottom right now. You could have TP'd bottom, pushed the wave in, and then still come and join the fight, which is something that other heroes can't really do. Just like Nature's Prophet or something like that. As you can see, he's going in the enemy heroes, but then he chooses to back after the hunt is over and stuff. They just disengage, since they can't really fight as well. But that was a opportunity that, you know, other heroes can't really take. He probably should have went bottom faster, as I said before. However, I believe that his thought process was, if I get into a team fight, I might need to TP out. So that's why he didn't TP bottom. But right now he could be pushing bottom and then joining a team fight if he hadn't hunted before. So it's really important that you sort of play alone with this hero, since you want levels, especially level 20, plus 400 HP or plus 14% spectral dagger slow or bonus is really important on this hero. Right now he's going for a basher. Obviously basher is really good, so you can hold heroes in place since they don't have that many disables. I mean, obviously a lion, like 2 disables and centaur, but that's about it, not really that much. Basher is really good on this hero for 2 reasons. You get the strength from it, plus 10 strength, which is like okay, and then 25 damage, which you kind of need, so you don't have that much damage, as you can see right here. Even though he has a manta, he still lacks damage. But also the control is really good for this hero, especially since they have an Ursa, which is quite a mobile hero because it has a phase boots and also Earthshock. Morphling can just jump away. Tusker can snowball people and save them. So it's really important that he can hit people reliably. So that's why he's going for the basher. So let's see how he's going to take the next team fight. It's a pretty important part of the hero on Spectre, when to team fight and when not to team fight. How, I mean. So they're here, the opponents are smoked on top of them. He doesn't go in, which is a really important part. He just throws a Q, sees two people are dead, they buy back, they use Morphling BKB for it, which is really good for them. And then he just kites. This is really important with the hero. Just kiting. As you can see, he didn't press Manta. Another thing that you might want to focus on is knowing the damage percentage that you have. I mean, not percentage, how much damage you actually have right now. This is really beautiful what he did right there. He ulted at the end of the team fight, as you can see, just to catch people off. He just right now is going to... He knows Ursa is dead. He has no TP, there's no way to escape. Morphling is dead. They want to just catch other people. He's going to look at DK right now. He's TPing. He knows he can't stop it, no basher. And then just jumps this guy. Another free kill. So if he just hunted before, he wouldn't have gotten these kills. But because they BKB'd, then just went in and killed two supports, no core. Because of that, they were able to kill everyone. So you saw he holded the Manta, he didn't press it. He holded Hunt, didn't press it. It's just really nice how he played this team fight. Really nice spell usage. Aegis on this hero is really good. Because of the Aegis right now, he can actually just go frontline for this team. See, he doesn't really care if he dies once. Because of dispersion, they're all gonna take a lot of damage on the enemy team. And all the spells that they are going to press on Spectre means that they won't have it for the enemy team. If they press BKB to kill Spectre, it's gonna happen exactly like before. Everyone is just going to die for him. Same as the other spells that they have. They're all just going to die for him if they kill the BKB. And meanwhile, when he doesn't have a hunt, as you can see, he's just farming. Right now the map open. This is another issue that people have with this hero, that they're trying to play super aggressive. The hero's not as strong when you're playing from behind. You wanna be even or playing from ahead. That's when this hero shines. Since if you're playing from behind, you can't really make that much space for your team. As an anti-mage, you can split push. As a faceless void, you can get a chronosphere kill. With Spectre, you can't really do anything. You can only hope for your team to go on the enemies and then you hunt in. Or like that's about it. You can't really do that much. So next thing that he buys, as I said, was Basher. It's really good, nice power spike for the hero, and he just continues farming with the hunt. He has just a hunt. Afterwards, he's going for a Skadi, I believe, as he purchased it. I mean, he put it there in the quick buy. The talent level 20, he went for plus 400 HP. As you can see, the hero is very tanky. He has 3000 HP with just Manta, Echo Saber, Basher, which is a lot, especially considering dispersion. So he's reducing 20% of the damage that opponents are dealing and also sending it back to them. So it's really important that you have a high HP pool in this hero. For example, AA has 1400 HP. You know, he is going to take a lot of damage with dispersion if he's close to him. Okay, this is another team fight maybe. They're smoking towards the enemies. Let's see how he plays this team fight. They catch a guy. Tusker, just save. Try to save there. And this again is really nice. Well, the golem that's able to just disengage the fight or reset the fight because all the opponents are stunned if they're climbing up in one place. As you can see, this is the moment when he pressed on. Right, the opponents use BKB on Morphling. He has no waveform, even though he says that he has no BKB, so they're retreating. They drop the golem. They're stronger than them because they have an Aegis, so they're sort of forced to run away. While they're running away, his hunt is still chasing them. His illusion is still chasing them, so he can afterwards re-engage. So he's killing this guy, he instantly TPs to the enemies. Forces Ursa BKB, really important thing again. Forces 2 buybacks in their opponents. As you can see, Ursa hit him 6 times. Ursa hit him 6 times and everything, they use a lot of spells for him. So BKB Ursa, and the apparition is going to die. They buy back on this guy also. So Morphling used 1 spell on him. 2 spells on him. Then he's able to get away. His age just expired. And then he can just TP. He doesn't really care about what's going to happen next. So that's a really important part of the hero when you're haunting. It's really nice to haunt either at the beginning of the fight when you're engaging, but that means that someone has to initiate, such as this lion. He did, however he just got bursted. There was a tusk there that saved Ursa, but that's about it. Else he would have haunted for the Ursa 100%. Aghanim Scepter is pretty good on this hero. It gives a singular haunt illusion, but you have to see the opponent. You have to see the opponent so you get the haunt off. So it has 25 second cooldown, I believe, on the hero. So if you have something like a Nyx Assassin, Storm Spirit, something like that in your team, and you can just teleport there and get a quick kill, it's really, really important that you get it. However, Scott is just too much value in this game. It's a lot of kiting for Ursa, which is, kiteable. Same as DK, they're kind of slow heroes. 355 on DK. If he slows with Echo Saber and Eye of Scud, is a lot. And also Morphling is the same story. He's pretty slow, but also he stops his healing with Attribute Shift. I mean, a part of it, obviously. This game is still 50-50, as you can see. Although he's 9-0-10, I believe he ends up being like 19-0 or something like that. Alright, let's look at the next team fight. So as you can see, the first important thing is he's showing in the map. So the opponents might feel safe. So if he's showing somewhere, he doesn't have to be with his team. This is very nice. Then he gives vision to his entire team with Haunt. If you Haunt, the opponents are going to get scouted. Even if they're smoked, which they probably were here, they're still going to spawn an illusion there, where they are. So it's really important. As you can see, Ancient Apparition almost just died from his Haunt. Just the Haunt alone. He has a cheese. It's really good for him. Ursa just instantly died because of them bursting him with Shadowfin, Arcane Blink, and Ultimate. It's really good on the Shadowfin. You can just kill a hero instantly in another stun if he has Arcane Blink. Spectre is back to farming right now. The opponents are scared because Ursa dead. However, he can just farm a lot while they're dead. As you can see, he's still not the highest net worth, even though he's 10-0-10. Usually you would be highest net worth by a lot if that would be the case if you were the first net worth. I mean the 10-0-10. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. So afterwards you want to buy an Abyssal usually, because you sort of need it to keep people locked in place. Because if you haunt on someone and they have a disengage item, for example, this guy has a Ghost Scepter, he can just Ghost Scepter whenever they're jumping and he won't care. Same as Tuskar. Tuskar is just going to double you the illusion or something else and you won't be able to hit it. So because of that, Abyssal build is really good because you can kill a hero whenever they're jumping them. It's also a pretty nice item on him because, as you can see, it gives you 250 HP and 10 strength, which is 450 HP. So it also helps a lot with the dispersion. It's really good because of that. He has eggs. I don't know if he's going to use it. Yes, he's going to use it. So as you can see, this is the Shadow Step. Is called 30-second actually cooldown. It just spawns an illusion and you can jump to it if he so chooses, obviously. Duration is 7 seconds, haunt damage 80%, so it's a lot. Actually 35-second cooldown. Oh, never mind, it just got reduced to 30. Yeah. So this is what he's doing. He's just right clicking the opponent. With Spectre we can't really do that much. We don't have any spells to press, just Spectre Dagger. So it just goes in, slows him, as you can see. He's really slow on Ursa. It's getting slowed more, and it just rage TP. But it just gets cancelled. However, she's able to escape most likely. This is because he doesn't have the power threads. Spectre is a very kiteable hero if he doesn't have movement speed, which is pretty important. As you can see right here, this gives him movement speed. However, he's still really slow. Just goes on the heal and TPs. Other possible items for this hero, as I said, would be Aghanim Scepter. He just got it from the Roche, but you could buy the third item reliably. So for example, you could buy Echo Saber, Manta, and then Aghanim Scepter. So you could just get more pick off if your mid laner, let's say it's something like Void Spirit. As you can see, the illusion does 80% of their damage. Ancient Apparition almost died right there. With the Abyssal right now, he is able to most likely nuke a support instantly. So he does that reliably every 30 seconds. You can just go on someone, kill him, mean, the support, nobody can show on the map, since they will be scared of you because of this. The Shadow Step spell. Obviously, Haunt is also really good, but you know. Another thing that it's kind of important in this hero is dispersion. I mean, the Aghanim Shard, it's exactly like this sort of. You have to see someone and you can press the last, here the damage in the last 8 seconds, you can create an illusion on it. And again, you can jump to it. So it's really important if you could buy Aghanim Shard sort of later in the game, and also this Aghanim Scepter. The hero just gets absurdly strong and absurdly mobile towards the later stages of the game, which is exactly what's going to happen soon, I believe. So as Aegis right now, Abyssal Blade is dead. I might just wait for it. Other items, as I said before, would be Radiance. However, you might want to buy Radiance without Echo Saber. I believe it just feels so, I don't know, it's a lot of gold to get it. If you feel like you could buy Echo Saber and Radiance, yeah, you should go for it. However, Radiance always great against illusion heroes, since this hero is only single target. Doesn't really have that much damage, as you can see, 140, in 174 plus 40 with 4 items. If you want to buy Radiance just to deal with the illusion heroes, that's the only reason why you would buy Radiance anymore, I believe, on this hero. Let me watch. Butterfly is also pretty good on this hero because you just get the agility evasion, which evasion translates sort of into just being tankier. So if you're tankier, you deal more damage, obviously, with dispersion and stuff. So it's really, really good. This is sort of all the items that you can buy on Spectre. There aren't really that many others. One item that you might want to consider is going to be Skadi, actually. Not Skadi, I mean, Skadi is obviously really good. Satanic is what I meant. Satanic gives you a lot of strength, which is obviously really good for this hero, dispersion and stuff. And also, this spell might be really good, since whenever you're going in, you're pressing Manta, so you deal damage. So you might not have a dispel if the opponents are going on you. Let's say there's enemy Storm Spirit or something like that, anything with an Orchid, Silencer even. So you might need another dispel. Also, Satanic is really good. Since the hero has so much HP, you're not likely to get bursted. So it's very unlikely to get bursted. So because of this, you could turn the fight around if you have a Satanic. As you can see, it's 4.2k HP. Just by 3 items sort of. Plus 400 HP, plus 5 stats. So yeah. Another item that might be decent on this hero would be Heart of Tarask. However, the item got a bit nerfed, as you can see, by 400 gold, the recipe. And it obviously pretty nice, it gives you a lot of HP. However, I feel like the hero needs more damage than HP, since it gets naturally tanky by the items that you're buying and also the talents. And especially the +2 to all the attributes is also really nice change to the hero, since you have a lot more HP, a lot more mana, a lot more agility, which is what you lack on this hero. So let's see a late game fight. Later late game fight. Let's see what's going to happen whenever they get Haunt right now. As you can see, his team is very scared, but he can reliably push waves. Illusionary is also really good on this hero, since they also have Desolate, so you can do a lot of pure damage on the heroes on the map. Also, it's really nice since you can scout someone and then teleport on him because of the Shadow Step. So it's really nice because of that also. Soon is going to be the final fight of the game, I believe. Or, you know, sort of that decider fight. So we're going to watch that then. Okay, this was it, I believe. Let's see how they're going to play it. He is counting Roshan. Obviously he can go in, since as you can see, he's very, very tanky. There's an illusion there, doesn't really care about it. And they smoke. As you can see, he's sort of sitting in the front. I mean, they're grouped up, and he instantly haunts whenever he sees the opponent. This is also really, really good because it gives the opportunity to give vision on the Warlock, so you can press the ultimate. So they just get a beautiful ult off right there. They're 2 dead on the opponents instantly. They weren't able to pick off. I mean, they weren't able to even BKB or anything on both of them. Both have BKBs ready, just because they simply got bursted by the. Yeah, look at this damage that he's dealing. He almost instantly kills the DK with 180 damage just because of the Desolate damage. So let's see how much damage he actually dealt on. As you can see, he dealt 2000 pure damage. So this hero is insane. Especially when he gets a lot of items just right now. 2000 pure damage on a DK that has like 40 armor or something. So yeah, it's really, really strong at this stage of the game. Especially if the opponents are not playing together. Because this is another thing about the synergy with Warlock. They can't really play together. Because if they're together, they just get slowed a lot. And they just get stunned, all of them, because of the chaotic offering. So it's really, really good because of that also. So they can play together because of Warlock, but they can't not play together because if they're split, they just get picked off by Spectre. Shadow Step and also Desolate damage, a lot of damage for them. Next item for him is going to be Bloodthorn. I mean, Orchid Malevolence, but it's going to be a Bloodthorn because this hero sort of needs attack speed. You lack attack speed sometimes. As you can see, he only hits twice per second, even with this, which gives him 25 attack speed. So you might want to buy something like Bloodthorn, especially grouped up. Combining with an Abyssal Blade, you can just lock anyone down and kill them instantly with your ultimate. So this is sort of it about the hero. I believe it's going to be really, really strong, and it also comes down to Echo Saber build, because your hero kit becomes so much larger simply because you're going to have a lot more mana to work with. To farm more, you can be more efficient. You can also slow hero downs with even cheaper cost than Scotty or Diffusal or anything like that. You're also going to be a lot tankier simply because of the 15th rank, which is 300 HP. Usually this hero was going for a Blade Mail or Falcon Blade, as I said, and Blade Mail doesn't even give you any HP. So because of this, I really think the hero might be pretty strong in this meta. Thank you for watching the video, guys. I've been IDQ. Have a nice day.